Hi there. Welcome back to another episode of That's the Facts, Jack. I'm just coming here today to speak to you about how to get the most out of your private reading. I've been doing private readings for quite some time, and sometimes, well, quite often actually, I'll come up with I'll speak with someone who wants a private reading, and they send me their questions. I can answer about 5 questions in a 1-hour reading, depending on how Spirit's feeling at the time, because I'm not the person who gives you your answers. It's the universe. So I just wanted to talk a little bit about the questions that are appropriate for a reading and the questions that are not appropriate for a reading, because I don't want to waste your time or your money. I might be one of the very few people that you come across, and maybe there's more of us, but come across in this world that really wants you to get the value for your money from what I do. And when individuals come to me with certain questions, these are questions they've, 1, already answered, 2, they already know the answer to, and they're just looking for confirmation, or 3, I can't give you that answer because you're the only one who can answer it. So I'm going to give you some examples. So someone came to me and said, his stuff is packed, and most of it went yesterday, but he is coming back for the rest of his stuff today. I want to know if this relationship is still going to work for us. His stuff is packed by the door. His stuff is packed by the door. So you've already answered this question. If he has got his stuff packed by the door and he's leaving, the answer is no. You know that, I know that, the universe isn't doing anything to stop that. That's not a question you need to ask me. A question you might need to ask me is, I feel like the energy in our relationship is off a little bit lately. Could you tell me if he's cheating on me? Could you tell me if there is another female or male energy in the picture that might put us into a third-party connection? That's a question I can ask the universe, and I'll usually get a pretty straightforward yes or no answer for it. I can't give you answers for things that you have control over. So someone had come to me and said, we're in a separation now. The divorce papers came today. I'm not sure whether to sign them. Should I sign them? The divorce papers came today. Do you want to get divorced or do you not? That's not up to me. I have no control over that, guys. You have control over that. You and your lawyer have control over that. Regardless of what universe says, you are creating that path. You are making that choice. So that's, again, not a question that I can answer for you. That's out of my control. That's out of the universe's control. You've already set that emotion, so you have the answer. Now you make the decision. Maybe the question that I can answer for you is, before the divorce happens and you're in the midst of separation, are we going to be separated forever, or are we going to come back together again? My questions to you would be, did you ask? Did you have a talk about that? Are you going to decide that you want to reconcile or not? So this is something that you can answer. Again, has nothing to do really with the tarot. Questions about that kind of situation is, he's asked me for a separation. If I go forward with that, what sort of energies will that create towards us? And if we do get separated, will we get back together? I can kind of answer that with Spirit's help. I can kind of answer about the energies between you and whether or not somebody, either you or the other person, has got someone else on the side. And the thing is regardless of whether or not the universe tells you to get separated and divorced, that's a decision you're making. So that isn't really anything that universe has control over. That's what you have control over. How can I develop my intuition? That's really not a question that universe can answer for you. That is something that you have to do in terms of research. You have to figure out, are you intuitive? How do you know that you're intuitive? Why do you feel that you're intuitive? Have you done your research? Have you done, looked on the internet? And let's be honest, not everything you see online is going to be the truth, but find groups, find like-minded people, talk to other people. But can I tell you if you're intuitive or not? I say, everybody has intuition. We all have a gut feeling. That's what intuition is. Some of us see those things in pictures. Some of us are clairaudient and we hear those things. But as for you and your intuition, everyone has intuition. Those of us who have water signs in our chart, we all mostly have water signs in our chart, but some of us are more watery than others. I have a friend who is a triple water sign. Cancer is the sun sign, Scorpio is the moon, Scorpio is the rising. That's a water sign through and through. So there are going to be some things that I'm not going to be able to answer for you. And I just don't want you to come to me with questions that I can't answer for you, because when you come to me and you want a reading, if you ask 3 of the 5 questions you give me are, how can I develop my intuition? His stuff is packed and by the door. Is he leaving? And does he still love me? Those aren't questions that I can answer for you. The only way you're going to get those answers is if you ask the person looking at you, why are you taking your stuff out of my house? Will you ever be coming back? Are you still in love with me? So these are kinds of things that you're going to have to get information about and then come to me. He says he's in love with me. Why is he packing his stuff and leaving? Now that is something I can dig into with the universe. Why is he leaving if he says that he loves her? Then I can give you an answer about that. But you got to do a lot of the footwork yourselves, guys, okay? So don't let anybody snowball you into thinking that they have all the answers for you unless they claim to be and have proof of being a psychic medium. I would say if you're visiting with a psychic medium, that person should be able to give you that information if they are the real deal. The only way you're going to know if they're the real deal is if you talk to other people who have had their services. So that's really all I wanted to say. That, and the very last thing that I have to say is, please be reminded that I am one person and you are 10,300. So when you send me an email, 4 or 5 emails after you have already asked for a request for a reading and I've replied, I won't be replying to those emails. I will be replying to you if by the 7 to 9 day time frame I haven't been able to get to your reading. I will email you, or please do email me. I will not be answering all of those emails in between. I simply cannot. If you think about 100 emails and 5 replies per email, now all I'm doing is answering emails. I can't do any private readings. So this is part of the reason why I'm behind with my readings. I was sick over the holidays and I did have to take a 4-day break, and that's going to happen in between. And when that does happen in between, I always will offer a full refund. If you don't want to wait and want to go to someone else, I'm okay with that. You guys, really, things happen, right? We all live our lives and things happen. And thankfully I have such a great group that they've been really patient with me. So rather than sitting here and talking somewhere, I'm going to go do some private readings, and because I still need to get online and give you guys some more readings for your peek into 2020. So that's it for this episode of That's the Fact, Jack. If you have any questions, comments, please leave them below. If you have any questions about pricing or you want a private reading, please email me at elsie@tenofcupstarot.ca, and I'd be happy to set you up with a reading and a time frame, and hopefully we can meet that time frame. If not, you know what, we're just going to go forward with it. And if you need a refund, I'm never am I ever offended if you ask for a refund because I was not on time with your time frame. I'm never going to be offended by that. I have not yet had anybody come to me and say they did not appreciate their reading, did not resonate with their reading. I can tell you that for sure. But I'm never, ever going to be feeling bad about not being able to make a deadline, because I'm trying to balance my health as well, right? So there's 10,300 of you and I'm trying to balance my health, and I'm a mother, and you know, I have to go grocery shopping, and I have to clean my house, and I have to have downtime. When I do 8 hours of reading in a day, I usually need a full day off on the next day. So if you are one of those people who your reading has been late, my time frame is 7 to 9 days. If I'm outside that 7 to 9, please email me and ask me what's going on, and you know, we'll work it out. If you need a full refund, you're not going to offend me in the least. Don't worry about that. I'm here because I want you to have what you need. And if that means that you need to go to another reader, I'm okay with that. So you guys just go ahead and tell me what you need, and I'll tell you if I can accommodate it, and we're going to work together and see what we can do the best to get you the things that you need. And yeah, that's really all I want to say, because I just don't want to waste your money or your time. And if you already have the answers that you need, that leaves room for someone else that I can give a private reading to that doesn't have the answers. So if you have any questions, please leave them below. I would love to hear from you. I always do. Okay, guys? I'm going to go do some personal readings, and I'm coming back with some generals for you, okay? Bye, guys.